Welcome back, guys. This is Josh. I'm back again with another video. Today I'm introducing a new video to our series for Apex. This is called Legend Weapon Combo Episode 1. The purpose of these videos is to talk about the character and the weapons that are used along with my gameplay. In this video I actually do really well, but you guys will find out whether I win or lose at the end of the matchup. The whole purpose again is just to give you guys knowledge about the weapons and again about that legend. If you guys are a new viewer, you guys are in for a treat. And if you guys are a returning visitor, thank you guys again for supporting this channel. And if you guys haven't done so, please subscribe, like, comment below. Let me know what you guys like about this video. Rinse, repeat, game. Let's get it. Okay guys, so let's get into this video with the Legend Weapon Combo. The first item in that list is Gibby. The second item is the R301. And the third item is the Prowler. So the whole purpose of this video is for me to give you guys knowledge as to how these all three work together. And with this gameplay, how I perform at a high level. You guys will find out whether I win or lose. But if you guys watch this video, you guys will see how I actually perform. So let's talk about Gibby. If you guys haven't done so, I would recommend you guys watching some of my videos from him, which are tips and tricks and how to win. If you guys check out those videos, trust me, you guys will improve your gameplay. I promise. I give a lot of value. I give a lot of gameplay scenarios so you guys can implement them as you guys play as well. And one thing I'll say is that it takes practice for you guys to perfect this legend. It doesn't matter whether it's Gibby or I'm talking about Octane or Mirage. Each of these legends you can actually get really good with if you keep practicing and understand their player movement, their tactical abilities, and how to use them at the right time. Because if you're the one person that just likes to stick with that one legend, you kind of just narrowed yourself into just being great with that one player. You know, yeah, it looks really good when you rack up those kills, the damage, and you're like, wow, I have over 500 kills, I have over 1 million in damage. Just for an example, what can you do with the other legends though? Can you challenge yourself to be all well-rounded with a defensive player, with an offensive player, with a two-way player like a Gibby? So I always challenge everyone to just try everyone, and I mean play them throughout. Like I mean more than 10 games. It took me probably more than maybe, I would say probably 15 games to get really good at Gibby. Now I'm pretty good with him, and I know how to use him fully to the full potential. But just now, let me cover Gibby and this whole purpose of the video. So Gibby, as you guys already know, has 3 abilities. He has his passive, which is his shield. So when he's ADSing, the shield pops up. That's a great way to knock down opponents, to go into action, to be aggressive and push in. But there is a new update, which is now Revenant. If he throws his tactical ability, which is silence, then his ability, which is Gibby, his shield will disappear within the 20 seconds. I believe it's 20 second with Revenant. So just keep that in mind. When you're going against teams, do know if you get hit with that silence, your shield will disappear. Other than that, it'll stay. So the cool thing about the passive is that it protects you from incoming damage, but it is visible from a far distance. So let's say you guys are sniping, the ring is closing, you're out in the open space, you will be noticeable from a distance. I would close it, like I'd make it disappear on instances where you're kind of like seen, but just know that the passive is like showable from a distance, but that's a cool feature to have. The second thing is a dome. In my videos I mentioned when you throw the dome, you can use it as a way to revive your teammates, to shield up, which increases the speed rate. It works faster inside the dome, but it also helps to protect you. Let's say you're taking incoming damage, you throw the dome to protect you from taking more damage so you can shield up and take that team out. And then the last thing with the shield is that the dome is that it works as a two-way. So a lot of the times when I face other Gibbies, they usually pop out from the front. Use the dome all around, meaning you pop out from the back, angle, pop out from the side, angle, pop out from the front, angle. Don't just think like, hey, I have to come out from the front. No, you don't. go use it from a different angle so you can actually win the matchup and kind of like stick out from the front, which is like kind of like a no-brainer. Don't do that. Try to be very creative in your approach. The third thing with Gibby is his ultimate, which is the missile bombardment. That is a great way to obviously give the enemies damage, you know, to have them take damage, but you could also use it as a way to deter enemies, meaning pushing them off an area. Let's say I'm in an open space, I'm trying to go through this pathway. If I throw that ultimate, that's going to solidify for me to actually move the same pathway that I'm going for, because the enemies don't want to take that missile damage. They're going to push off. So just think of it as ways to wall up an area to push off. Think of it as an invisible wall. If you use it correctly, not all the time it's going to work, but if you use it correctly in the right situations, trust me, it works. Not just to, you know, deal damage, which is what we want, but it kind of helps to deter, push off enemies as you revive or go through a path that you're trying to take. So now that we covered Gibby, you guys know that he's a big character. He takes a lot of damage, but in this video, you guys will see how I'm moving around. And initially at the beginning, it's kind of slow, but you do see that I'm racking up some kills. And the two weapons that I use in this gameplay is the R301 and the Prowler. R301, I have to say hands down, is the best weapon for me. And I recommend you guys, if you guys are that user that's like, I can't shoot well, my aim sucks, pick up the R301 now. Just pick it up, turn on your Apex right now, pick up that sucker and start practicing with the R301. Go to the training module, train there, and then go into a public or rank match. Trust me when I say the R301 is the easiest weapon to master. I kid you not. It's so smooth. The fact that it's a full auto, low recoil type of weapon, it works, especially as you keep adding on more items to the weapon to, you know, obviously suit it up so it becomes boss. That gun for me is always the go-to. If you're trying to get really good with mid-range to long-range weapons, especially within the you know, flatline, R301, the R99, the Prowler categories, R301 will improve your gameplay immensely, I promise. And when I say this, I mean it, because this is the one weapon that I started off with the game, and I kept practicing, and I got better over time. So as you keep practicing with that weapon, all the other guns are going to get better. And you'll get better as you practice with those too, because obviously they're different, they feel different. But the R301 is one of the best weapons by far for starters. And then you can move on to obviously the R99, the Prowler, the Flatline. The second weapon is the Prowler. Now the Prowler initially, when you pick it up, is a 5-round burst SMG. But what makes it the best weapon in the game, I think, overall, is when you add on that the select fire. It works really well because now it becomes an automatic gun. And when you shoot, especially if you know how to handle the R301, the Prowler is easy peasy. Your line of sight, the way you aim is pretty clean, as you guys will see right now in this gameplay, and I'll give you guys some commentary. Right now we're seeing some enemies drop, so let me show you an example. Right now I have the R301. You see my shots are missing. That's normal. I'm moving, but I'm helping my teammate out on winning these situations, but more start coming. So I have my R301. I have obviously the pretty much everything suited up, not all the way. I don't have the Alva receiver, which I don't get in this gameplay, but the Prowler I do have the select fire. But you will see what I mean on how intense the Prowler is in taking down opponents. It's just very precise. I'm not sure if you guys get that feeling, but I do. So let me show you guys right now what I mean by this, because there's going to be more enemies popping up in this area, which is funny. Look how clean the shots just landed on the Prowler. I literally probably missed the last shot when he went down. It's so precise. If you can handle the R301, when you get the Prowler with the select fire, it's just easy. Trust me. If I had to choose between the two, now it's the Prowler. But for beginners to practice, R301 for sure. So now another enemy popped up. This is like becoming a game. I'm like, okay, why do they keep coming over here? So now I have the Prowler again. Look how clean I'm landing these shots. Yeah, my accuracy isn't as perfect. I know there's other players that have really precise shooting, but you're going to see, obviously I switch it up to the R301 It did its job. But the Prowler, for some reason, when I was like, it's mid to long range, I can line these shots really well. So you're seeing that I'm having success. You know, yes, they're coming in here in spurts, but using these two guns, you're seeing the combination. You're seeing what works, what doesn't work. And I'm sticking to these guns because I'm finding success. And it's not because it's only this matchup. In any other gameplay that I've played, the R301 has been very successful. The Prowler has been very successful. So if you can have one of these guns in your loadouts, I recommend it. If you could have both, do it. You guys will win your first game if you guys haven't done so. You guys will also rack up a lot of kills. Your damage will increase immensely. Just pick one of them up if you can. But if you can, for sure, one of them. But the total boss mode would be both of them for sure. And if you have the animal receiver for the R301, you're pretty much set up to rock it, you know? So, you know, one of the things that makes my gameplay, you know, has it improved over time is obviously through practice. I'm not no pro player. I keep practicing, I keep losing. You know, the gameplay you're going to see, I do really well, but I have other matchups where I suck, and it's normal to suck. It's going to take a couple of games for you to find that one matchup where you're like, wow, I wanted to save this video, or man, I did really well. That's the whole point. All these creators that put videos up, they have sucky moments too. So I want you guys to understand, like, it takes a lot of practice for you to get to this level, and I'm not even there yet. So just know that with practice, you're going to get better, and I recommend it to, you know, practice with these two guns and start off with the R301. But here you're seeing me take some damage over there, and me knock down another opponent with the Prowler. It's a no-brainer. You know, if you're the type of player that's like, you know what, Josh, I don't want to do the R301. Let me just jump on the Prowler, do it. But get the select fire, because that's going to do wonders for you. But you're seeing right now I have 5 kills. I've racked up a lot of kills throughout this video. You're seeing that I'm, you know, increasing my gameplay, my stats. And again, I'm busting out the Prowler. You're seeing the examples here. You're seeing what I'm able to do. Again, practice, practice, practice. But you're seeing it through firsthand. And then I switch up to the R301. Always keep in mind your ammo, your reserve, what you guys have. Because sometimes you might get into a situation where you don't have any ammo and then you lose. Here, I kind of get a little too aggressive and I do lose this matchup. But it's okay. I have a good teammate that does take out this Bloodhound. So again, you know, along with the legend, along with the weapons, it's all about player movement and positioning, knowing how to maneuver, how to take certain situations, because I can give you guys a recipe for success, but if you guys don't implement it correctly, then this could be a disaster. This can be a recipe that's just not going to work for you guys. So just know, yes, it is based on the legend. Yes, it's based on the guns, but also your teammate. How do you move? How do you approach situations? How do you guys work together to eventually succeed in a game, to win or rack up a lot of kills and a lot of damage? But the end goal for these games is always to win, to become the champion, obviously. So like I mentioned, you know, just as you guys proceed in the gameplay, you know, suiting up, getting the best armor. You know, as you get closer to the end game, you need to be at a purple or gold armor, red armor for sure, because you're usually going to face people that are pretty much stacked. So, you know, you guys know these fundamentals, but it's just good to regurgitate so you guys understand as you guys go closer to the end game, as the squads are decreasing, you need to become a lot more suited for the situation at the end, because if you're at a basic shield, good luck, unless you're a top player, maybe, but even then, going against someone who has a purple, red, or gold shield, it's done. So again, you know, if I were to recommend something out of this video, is first pick up the R301 for starters, if you're not good with aiming, and then eventually move on to the Prowler. If you got both, do both. But I would say what's improved my gameplay and shooting is obviously been through gameplay scenarios, because the training module dummies can only do so much, especially shooting on the shooting range. But applying this in real life scenarios is what's going to increase over time and make you a better player overall. Because I hear a lot of people saying like, hey, I'm playing on controller, I'm playing on PC, like my accuracy isn't well. How do I see other players like shoot so precise? It's practice. It's with anything. As you know how to shoot, if you know how the gun shoots, especially when you go into the training module and you know how it's shooting at a wall, you just have to go against it. And sometimes you might forget. It's just knowing how to handle the gun, especially at moments where it's very tight and it's like end game, like it's you against another team to win the game. That's, you know, adding these variables, you kind of tend to forget how to control the weapon. It's more like, I got to take them out. So just know, with practice, you guys will get better. And I know it's annoying to hear me say practice probably 100 times already in this video, but that's what it all is. But the main caveat is use the R301 as your starter, and then the Prowler eventually with a select fire, you're pretty much set. And Gibby, he's a boss because you have the passive, which is his shield, so that protects you, especially if you miss the first shots. It doesn't matter because by that time your shield might already have been taken and disappeared because it obviously acquired all the damage. Now it's like one-on-one. Now it's like even play, because usually when you start, you have the shield versus some other opponent, you're pretty much at it up. But once your shield goes away, it's like, okay, now we're level. Now I have to really land these shots. So that's a cool thing about Gibby, especially practicing with these weapons, is that the shield protects you from missing those shots initially, and then eventually recover on landing them later down the road. So that's what I like about Gibby, especially for starters, for players that are still trying to get a hang of this game. Using them really helps. So here, again, understanding the map, understanding the rings or other variables, as you guys already know. We're getting closer to the end game. We're approaching another team, another squad. We've racked up many kills. Our gameplay is like, we're trying to go around, but I don't know what we were thinking because we couldn't, so we had to go back around where we were going. But again, it's just understanding the rings, the time you have, also your loadout. You guys have enough shields, medkits. Here goes another team. I'm using the Prowler. Took that guy out. Switch it up to the R301. Took him out. And you could see the difference between the two. I would say like scope is what's causing the issue on the R301. But even then, if I didn't have any scopes on both weapons, I feel like the Prowler is a lot more precise than the R301 when it comes with the select fire. But like I mentioned, starters, R301 will improve your gameplay. Now I have 8 kills. Now I'm pretty much goated, as they say. Now I'm like, you know what? Let me try to win this game. Now it's 2 squads left. Now this is for all the marbles. Now keep in mind, I've had my guy throughout the matchup. The other guy left at the beginning, which I was going to save him, but these people just leave the game. Like, we're not going to even save him, which if you're coming into these games and you see me, you better stay into the game and do not leave. Like, I'll save you. Like, I'll get you back. But that guy just left. But you've seen it's been me and my teammate throughout this matchup. So can we take this other team, which is a full-on squad? This is where it gets a little hard. This is where maybe my decision should have been different on approaching it. Yeah, I'll let you guys check it out. There's a lot of things I could have done differently, but this is where you learn too, because we always can't win. You're going to lose. But during those moments where you lose, you'll find out ways on how to improve your gameplay. I do make a mistake on throwing the dome too soon. I should have actually saved the dome and my ultimate a little bit later down as the ring closed further. I should not have pushed so heavily because one guy's up there on that building and then the other 2 teammates are on the ground floor. So they kind of have us at 2 points. They're kind of angling their shots while we're coming in from the choke based off the mountain and the ring closure. So here I throw it too soon. Made a mistake. Threw my ultimate too soon. Again, these are things that I can improve later down. But if it was done differently, I would have saved those 2, pushed down where they were at, put the dome, unleash the ultimate, and then see if we could have won a full-on one-on-one intense matchup. But here, you know, I thought I could land the shots, but my hit markers and my accuracy, obviously you guys can see I missed. As precise as I was at the beginning of the matchup with all my shots, at the end, I lost it. And yeah, you can say maybe the moment got to me, or Pathfinder's hit mark, I just couldn't get. I was just missing them. So again, it's going to happen. But what I wanted to show you guys is practice, getting better with the guns is what's going to help you guys over time become a better player. And if you guys were to get one piece of value as to what you guys should do, for sure, pick up the R301 to practice at the beginning, and then eventually move up. I've learned that over the time. I've gotten better with every gun, and I'll do videos like this as time goes on, but R301 for sure, and then the Prowler as time goes on. But accuracy, you guys will get good with it as you guys practice. Gibby, he's a great legend for starters and even expert level. But this pretty much wraps it up, guys. The whole purpose of the video is for you guys to understand a combination that worked for me, that will work for you guys if you guys test it out in a public or ranked match, especially using Gibby. And I will create more videos as time goes on. But if you guys haven't done so, please subscribe, like, comment below. Let me know what you guys like about this video. And rinse, repeat, game. Until the next one, later, guys.